It's just been like consistent, like 10K above months.
Downloaded it. I checked the date, July of 2021. And then I left my job in September of 2021.
Since then, I've sold websites. I've pivoted my business. I'm no longer doing social media management.
This one has been like 2,800, and now I just raised them to 3,500.
What has been like your highest month?
13K.
So grateful I came across you on TikTok because it has literally changed my life.
When you were designing on WordPress, were you charging way less? Like, what is that like?
Yeah, way less. I think my first WordPress was like $500.
$500 for a WordPress site versus like up to $5,000 for a show it site.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm here with somebody very exciting, Katie Adorable from Katie Adorable. Are we calling it a studio agency? Where are we going with this?
Katie Adorable Co. Web
Katie
design
Adorable
studio.
Co. Studio, perfect. Super excited to be here with you. My name's Willow. If anybody is new here, I'm the head coach here at Wealthy Web Designer and run Wealthy Web Designer with my amazing wife, Becca. Katie, welcome. So excited to have you here.
Hi, thank you. I'm super stoked. A little
Yay.
nervous, but that's okay. Could be the Red
That's
Bull
good.
jitters, but
Yes,
here we
it is
are.
a full circle moment to have you here. Right before we hit the recording button, Katie and I were just chatting about how you have watched all of these podcasts in the past, hearing about other student stories, hearing about ways they've found success and been challenged and all of the things in between. So want to just say thank you for being here and for sticking with it over these years, and finally being on our show.
Oh my gosh, of course. It's been honestly such an honor that you guys like reached out. I'm like, oh, me? Like, okay,
I
cool.
love
Like I
that.
didn't know I was, I guess, working hard enough behind the scenes to make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I feel like you have a really exciting story because it's not that common actually that we see people find success with a corporate background in design as well. And so I wanted to explore that. Do you want to kind of start us from the beginning of how you got into web design, how you got into like being a creative, and then when you found Becca?
Yeah, totally. So I guess like thinking way back when, like I've always been like super creative as a kid, like all the arts and crafts, like drawing, clay, whatever, like you name it. But then I realized, growing up and like prepping for college and all that stuff, like art is not necessarily a place where you like where the money is. Like it's
Right.
fun, but I guess you can't really be like super successful. My parents fed me into like the STEM, nature, all that fun stuff. So flash forward, went to college originally to be an engineer.
Mm.
Took a few years studying robotics engineering, and it was fun. And then I started having like challenges with professors, but I did through that found coding actually, because like I did
Mm.
a coding class to like program these robots.
Okay.
And then I realized that one, I hated doing all of this. I was like, I wanted to be more creative, but I liked like the coding challenging aspects. And that's when I actually turned to web development, which was
Okay.
like a new offering at my college. They're like, we just are starting to offer it. Like, we'd love to like have you and all this stuff. Like, they were trying to sell me into it. I'm like, you don't even have to sell me. Like, I'm already in because I can
Okay.
get like the problem solving challenges as well as like the visual creative aspect.
Yeah.
So it was like a perfect mix of both. So I finished out school. I have a web design and development degree, and that's actually when I first stumbled across you and Becca. It was like right before graduating. Like I think it was maybe fall of 2020-ish. It
Oh,
was like
cool.
either
You're an
right
OG.
before, yeah. It was either like right before, like right after you recently launched like Wealthy Web Designer or something. Because I
Okay.
remember I joined one of your guys' TikTok lives or Instagram lives or something, and you guys were talking about a course
Wow.
and just like the whole spiel. And I'm like, imposter syndrome got me at the time because I'm like, I've only had some internship experience and like my college experience. Like, who am I to go out and like start a business fresh out of school?
Yeah.
In a way, I wish I did and like just, went, took the ground, like hit it running and just like figure it out as we go. But I just overthink too much. So I'm like, no, like, let me go get like corporate experience first because like, I don't know, just
Yeah. Hey, I mean, it's all part of the
all that.
plan.
Yeah, so then flash forward, graduated college, still I was following you guys, like I was in your bubble hard. Got Wealthy Web Designer, started dabbling in that while working my 9 to 5 and getting like all my corporate experience through that, like alongside my internship,
Cool.
which was a web designer for like real estate or commercial real estate, high rises, luxury living, senior living homes. Very random
Okay.
stuff, but very, very specific and
Yeah,
niche.
the big business stuff though.
Yeah. Super, super interesting, but very repetitive over
Yeah.
time, which was great because I was able to learn like the industry, like ins and outs, the workflows, like how projects should be run, especially on like a corporate scale, because like super fast turnarounds and high value clients and like
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands of dollars in projects. If not like we have some like $1 million projects come through. But I got super, super bored doing that.
Okay.
Just because like, ultimately like every single high rise is the same. So like you can't
Yeah.
be super duper creative in that. And I was like, I'm craving more. Like I want to be creative like with my art, background, like hobbies and like all that stuff. I'm like, this is fun, but like I want to be able to like have more of an impact on like those that I'm working with. Like I love be like working with small businesses and actually like helping people in my community versus, helping like mega rich landlords make
Totally.
rent more expensive because I make their apartments look really cool.
Yeah.
Um, but I finally took like the leap. I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do it scared. I'm also, it's like a little reminder to myself right now to keep going.
Yeah.
But yeah, finally took the plunge. I guess I officially launched Katie Adorable Co. in April of 2024.
Okay.
Um, I did some like client work beforehand because like people knew like in my circle knew like I was a web designer, web developer, and they're like, hey, can I like can you do my website for free or like can I charge you like can you pay like I'm gonna pay you $200 to like do a site and I was like sure like you want to
Yeah.
pay me or like I'll take it as like a great learning experience and go for that because I was like oh I'm doing something outside of like my job like that I'm gonna
Hmm.
put my name on it like that was really cool but then, so I worked hard in 2024, and then 2025, or the end of 2024, I got injured, and then found out in 2025 I was pregnant,
Oh,
and then
wow.
basically took all of last year off
Okay.
because pregnancy is not for the weak. Beat my
Yeah.
ass. I could not do anything really like outward client facing.
Okay.
But now we just rebranded. That was part of my project last year. I rebranded and I officially relaunched my site now, and here we are. That was
Amazing.
kind of a lot.
Congratulations. So how long has it been in this active chapter that you've been working with clients and kind of like in go mode on your business?
Yeah, I would say from 2024 until now, I've been like very, very active for a total like 6 months of like
Amazing.
true like go, go, go in between all of the chaos.
Cool. And what has that looked like for you in terms of getting clients? Where have you gotten them and what are you charging them?
Yeah, so my very first clients started from just like family and friends outreach, like, hey, I have this business, like, would love to, like, if you know anyone, or like if you need a website. So I did a few sites for free that way, just to like build portfolio. And then I got my first big client from a family friend, and
Oh,
I
cool.
sold them on a website in a day, just like straight up on the discovery call. Never done one before, but I was like, I know I have the systems in place. I'm just gonna like go for it. She absolutely loved the idea, and I sold that for 3,000. Um,
Amazing.
yeah, that was really cool and like really exciting because I'm like, whoa, like that is basically 1 month's of like paycheck from my corporate job post tax is like,
Literally.
whoa, like that this is like some real money we could do, which that was really cool. And like she loved the turnaround. 'Cause she's like super busy and she's like, if you could do it in 1 day, like go for it. Like good luck.
That's
Uh,
so sick. And I love the comparison of a month salary to 1 day. I feel like when you start doing the math, you're like, dang, I could probably do like a few of these in a month, and the sky really becomes the limit.
Yeah, it's really crazy. So I had that, and then now I basically just get my clients like online through Instagram. I'm in a handful of different online communities with like fellow designers and other like female founders. So I get a lot of
Amazing.
work that way as also like word of mouth, but trying to expand through Pinterest to see how
Ooh,
that goes
okay.
this year.
Fun. So how much have you made total in this 6 months of really putting the pedal to the metal in your business?
Yeah, I would say I was doing the math a little bit before this. I came up around like 25,000 within the 6 month period, which I feel like is
Incredible.
pretty crazy considering I'm like, I could do more. Like I could
Yeah,
push myself harder. So I'm like, I need to take a second to like see how far I've even come right now.
100%. I'm curious, like, first, I want to say I'm proud of you because that is actually
Thank you.
incredible, especially like having just had a baby and coming back into your business. And like, I know how sometimes, like, even just energetically, it's like so exciting and a little wonky to like take a break and come back in. And so that is incredible. I'm curious now that you're here, you kind of like take your minute and really like celebrate yourself. I'm curious, where are you trying to take this?
Yeah, basically the goal is to consistently match the 9 to 5 income, obviously exceed it, double it.
Yeah.
Ideally, if we're dreaming like really big, make enough to bring my husband on board so he can leave
Mm,
his job because we both work remote, luckily.
okay.
So like he's still home with the baby as well. Like so neither of us are
Yeah.
missing those milestones, but if we could both be working towards like our dreams together versus corporate,
A
making someone
hundred
else's
percent.
dream.
I definitely resonate with that being the husband also at home. I love that. I'm curious for
Yeah.
anybody that's listening, if you have any tips for especially moms that are coming back into their business after taking a maternity leave. Anything that you found helpful.
So I'm only 3.5 months in, but honestly, just like doing it like whatever you can, whenever you like you can fit anything in. Like right before this, like I was literally like baby wearing, like bouncing on a yoga ball, trying to like reply to emails. And like
Hmm.
anytime I have like a chance to get out, just like make it work. Like it's not gonna be pretty. It's definitely gonna be like messy, and you're not gonna be able to like have those huge focus blocks that you did, before having a kid. But hey, any progress towards it is better than no progress.
100%.
So that's what I'm trying to work towards
I
right now
love
too.
that. And I'm curious for anybody that's listening that maybe is in a corporate design role, whether they're a graphic designer, web developer, things like that, if you have any advice for them in the feelings that you had when you were wanting to kind of embrace your creativity and own your own business. Curious if you have any tips for those people.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, do it scared. Like I know like I was letting that like the fear of being seen or just like let me learn more through like corporate
Hmm.
work give me a reason to like push things off, and like in a way I regret pushing it off for as long as I did. Because like who knows where I could have been now if I started even, 6 months before I did.
Totally.
Um, and really just like, yeah, just like going for it. Like honestly, if it helps, like block all your coworkers, like don't talk about it, like just like focus on your little bubble. So then
Yeah,
like one day you could just be like, hey, see ya, here's my
totally.
resignation.
I love
Um,
that.
but yeah, I mean, just doing it because like you already have the background, the skills. It's just
Yeah.
like like putting your own name on it was it's really rewarding.
I love that. And so I think I saw that you have almost all of our courses. I'm curious what takeaways you've had or major like aha moments going through any of the courses so far.
Right. So I mean, wealthy web designer was huge because like I did already have like the web design background, but I didn't know how to start a business. Like
Yeah,
that's not something I've went to school for or like even thought about really before I realized like, wait, this is a value. Like this is a skill that like has real value. Let me actually do something for myself. So that was like super helpful going through all of that as well as like the marketing aspects in there to like help me get started. Dabbled with, well, the library also is super duper helpful because it's a great foundation. Like I essentially see it as like the bones to the website. So I'm like, all these great canvases already like pre-built. Like I don't have to build it from scratch. Now I can just plug these in and then like elevate them from there, which is huge save like time saver, which is
truly.
really nice. And then been dabbling with like the template game. Haven't
Okay.
fully originally launched with some templates, and then
Okay.
after I went and I've rebranded my website like 3 times now. But during that I like phased those out because I'm like I can do way better. Let me put like way more time and attention on that. So that's on
Mm,
hold right now. And then obviously Design Your Day Rate was great because like I went through it and then all of a sudden like on the discovery call, I was like, hey, you'd be a perfect fit for this. And I sold it without ever doing one before. Then I feel like I wouldn't
I
have
love
done
that.
otherwise
And did the
without that.
framework in Design Your Day Rate, did you transfer that over like pretty much exactly into the way that you did it?
Yeah, pretty much. I
I
extended the
love
day
that.
a little bit longer just because of time zone differences. Because I'm
Yeah.
on the West Coast and the client was on the East Coast, so ended up being like a 12-hour day rather than
Yeah.
like the traditional structure in there. I think it's like 10 to 6 or something. Um,
That's awesome.
Super helpful.
Yeah, that's incredible. I feel like, all right, I'm actually curious. Do you feel like now that you have the library, you have the day rate formula, you have the sales page and templates that come with Passive Passion Project, do you feel like there's anything else that we can do to support you?
I mean, honestly, I'm super curious about like the academy in general because like you guys have been chatting up a bunch, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's already been super helpful like this far, and like I'm super thankful like to have found you guys when I did, and like kind of like follow your journey as you guys grew and like as I'm growing together. But yeah, like I've met so many wonderful people in your guys' community, worked with a bunch of people that way too, and I'm just like honestly, you guys have already been so helpful as is.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I mean the Academy, I would say I'm biased, but I would say that it is absolutely next level. You get live coaching with me each week. You get Becca, and right now she's actually been doing a lot of audits inside of the club on like auditing our students' content, auditing our offers. And you also get lead flow from our client matchmaker. So when Becca and I go to masterminds, when we go to events, we essentially just farm all of the leads that we can into the academy, and then we offer it as a free service to other business owners that we can place them with a student inside of the academy within 72 hours. So
Oh wow.
I would say that there's a lot there that you might want to explore. And I also noticed that on your intake form that you had mentioned that you also help other designers with the development side. And I think that the academy was something that I saw actually as an opportunity for people to really get work from each other and be able to help each other grow. And so if you are looking for the more like fun and creative development side on helping other agencies and studios and things like that, that also might be a very quick way to make some of that money back.
Oh yeah, I mean, okay, you got me. But yeah, no, I started like seriously doing like white label show it development last year, like during the pregnancy, like helping behind the scenes. And
Yeah.
I'm like super excited to take that even further this year as well. So,
Heck yeah. Yeah, I think last week, literally two other students posted that they were hiring for like mobiles and then white label development. And so it's definitely starting to become a really big thing. Um, I will send you some details after our call, but to round it out, where can people find you? And do you have any final words that you want to share with the design community?
yeah, basically, you can find me on Pinterest because I'm starting Pinterest up now, and
Okay,
Instagram
cool.
though. Both handles are katieadorable.co or my newly rebranded website, just katieadorable.com. It's super fun, super exciting and playful, very interactive. Finally, like stepping into, I guess, what feels more like me. I feel like
Mm,
beforehand I was just kind of hiding, just kind of like doing what other people were doing and trying to like showing up like that. I'm like, that's not really me anymore. Like, or wasn't me, period. Let's show up fun, bright, bold, exciting.
I
Um,
love that.
but
And I will
yeah,
say on that note, keep on doing what you're doing because before our interview, I wasn't able to place a face to your name, Katie Adorable, but
hmm,
I have seen Katie Adorable and know the name and have for years. And like when I found your Instagram before our interview, I was like, I know you've probably rebranded multiple times, but I have known your name. I was like, Becca, do you know who Katie Adorable is? Because I
oh my
know your
gosh.
name and the creativity and being bold and standing out, like it really does stick with people, whether they're leads or other people that are following you. So definitely keep on doing what you're doing.
Well, thank you. I seriously appreciate it a lot. I remember way back when I launched my first website, like you jumped on and commented right away, and now here we
Mm,
are.
good. That's good to hear. Cool. Well, Katie, thank you so much for doing this. I know this is going to be super helpful for so many other women that are also going through, whether it's like a maternity leave or wanting to get pregnant and knowing that they can come back to their business, as well as people that might be in a corporate setting that want that creativity and that spark and to be able to put their own name on it. So thank you so much for doing this with us.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. It's been an honor.
Awesome. We'll keep on doing what you're doing, and I will see you on Instagram or maybe inside of the academy.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.